Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining our Stay Connected webinar for today. We're excited to have some updates from Saundra Frerichs from Nebraska 4-H Extension. But we're going to start out giving Erica Whipples just a couple minutes to tell you about an exciting Walk to Unlock Nebraska event that's happening right now in October. Thanks, Erica.
Hello, thank you. I'm Erica with Nebraska Department of Education and the Walk to Unlock Nebraska program. I'm going to put in the chat, and Kim will have access to this to put up with a link if you're watching the recording. But I want to let everyone know that we are doing a mental health outdoor challenge the month of October, really highlighting the benefits of getting outdoors and moving your body and how much those are good for your mental health. And so link is in the chat. You can join at any time throughout the month. Our goal as a state is 50,000 miles. So we need you and we need your help to reach that. You can choose, however, any type of physical activity. We have an online calculator that makes it real easy. So if your club kiddos are playing kickball outside and you have 10 kids, you just plug that into a calculator. It does all the work for you and calculates how many miles that you guys went. And so I'd encourage you to sign up. Our website is walk2unlock.ne.gov. And you can reach out to me, erica.wibbles@nebraska.gov, if you have any questions, but we would love to have you join us. Back to you, Kim.
Thanks, Erica. That sounds like so much fun. Saundra, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away. I know you have a lot of great information to share.
I have a lot I want to talk about today.
4-H and their project. Thanks.
And hello, everyone. I'm Saundra Frerichs with Nebraska 4-H, and I actually want to start out today talking about the after-school conference that we had just a couple weeks ago, and remind you that the conference webpage still has a lot of information on it that you might find helpful. So this is an easy place to get more information about what was recorded at the conference. If you want to see the on-demand videos, you can get a link directly to the conference evaluation from here. You can also download your certificate of participation that lists how many hours you spent at the conference for professional development credit. And you can get more information about the Why Play Works book club, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. So all of that information is on the conference webpage. And even though the conference has already happened, it's still worth a visit to the webpage to see what is there. I'll put the link in the chat for you so you can find it easily, but it is not hard to connect to. Oh, I remember my keyboard isn't working. Let's see if I can do this.
Kim, are you looking for it? Yeah. Kim is going to post it for you, Saundra.
Okay. So one of the things that you received if you attended the conference is a copy of Why Play Works by Jill Villette. And she is the director of PlayWorks, and Jill and her colleagues have been working in helping children play and supporting schools in bringing play and recess time to their children and their programs for over 25 years. So there's a lot of great resources in there about play and what play helps kids learn and how it can help them grow in positive and healthy ways. Similar to what Erica was reminding us today, that being outdoors or playing is important for your physical and your mental health. And that's what the Why Play Works book is all about. But it also talks about the positive youth development, about social and emotional development, and helping children really learn how to connect with one another and how to navigate social interactions. So there's a lot of great resources in there, and that's what I wanted to talk about today, because one of the pieces of the conference that we want to keep going throughout the year is to do a book club, where each month we're just looking at a section of the Why Play Works book club, or reading a section of the book and then getting together to talk about it. And as you explore your book, and if you did not attend the conference, you can still purchase the book online. It's about $15 to purchase it. But it's worth it. It's a great resource for your program. You're going to find some ideas about how to intentionally integrate play into your programming, and how play can help children learn how to manage risks, develop their self-awareness, build their confidence and their self-control. You'll also find ways to incorporate play so that your environment really is supporting young people in learning and growing. And there's some great examples and ideas about how other programs have incorporated it, what they've learned, so you can learn from their experience, and how play can promote those youth development, leadership, and student agency ideas that are really foundational to what we're trying to accomplish in after school time, where we're helping children grow and develop the skills that they need to be successful in life and in school. One of the other great features at the back of the book, there's a game library, and it's some of the resources that they have developed, some of the real world tested games that they use for PlayWorks. And all of those things are things we think as the conference planning committee are going to be really beneficial to you in your programming. There are also some other resources that I wanted to share with you, because PlayWorks has a lot of online resources as well that I thought would be helpful for our programs in Nebraska. And one of those that I really like is the online game library. And it's got more games than what they have in the book. And it's also really easy to search because it's online. So you can search by how many kids it takes to play the game, how long it is, what age group it's appropriate for, what kids are going to learn from it. So there's a lot of great resources in the online library that I think is worth checking out. There's also the website called Recess Lab. And the reason I recommended that is it specifically has resources that are designed to help manage transition time, like that time when kids are transitioning from the school day to their after school program, or if you're transitioning from a gathering activity or a snack into clubs. There's some really good ideas in Recess Lab about managing those transitions, and some behavior management tips that I think you're going to find useful. And then the last link here is the Work Play Bounce. And that is actually a resource of games to play with adults. And so if you want to incorporate some play into your time with your staff, into your staff meetings or something like that, that's a resource to check out for ideas about how to play as adults, because play is important for children's development, but it's also important for us as adults. It contributes to a healthy brain as well as your mental and physical health. So I encourage you to check out all three of those resources, and also to check out the book club. So what we've put together is this book club opportunity so that people who attended the conference can get a little bit more out of the book. You'll learn a lot just by reading through it on your own. You'll find some great resources there. But I think talking about it with colleagues and hearing what they're thinking and how they've tried out the ideas in the book is going to be even more useful. So our book club meets monthly via Zoom. And so it's an hour long. You don't have to take a lot of extra time. There's no travel. You just join us each month. We're looking at somewhere between 30 and 40 pages that we read for that month. We actually had our first book club meeting earlier this week and had some really good discussions at that one about how play helps build relationships. And next month, we're going to meet on November 7th, and we're going to be talking about inclusion and leadership. But don't worry if you missed out on the meeting that was this week, because it was right after that conference. We didn't have a lot of time to get the word out, but we did record that session. So the link that I put in the chat to get more information about the book club or to find the recordings, you can go there to see the recording of our discussion on Tuesday. And also see what the upcoming dates are and what sections of the book we're going to be reading. So again, once a month, we're going to be meeting. We're going to be talking about just a set part of the book. So you can join at any time and just read those pages to get started. And you don't have to have read all the pages to participate. You're welcome to come anyway, because a lot of what we're talking about is really based on your experience working with young people and how it fits into your program. So I think you'll have a lot to contribute to the discussion, even if you didn't get through all of the reading. The other thing we're going to be doing, so in November, we're reading pages 39 through 77, focusing on helping students develop leadership, thinking about how you can include all the children in your program when you're playing, and how to adapt to their needs and address some of those challenges about inclusion. And we're also going to ask everybody to find their favorite book or their favorite game in the back of the book and share that during the book club, because we're trying to incorporate a little bit of play into each of those book clubs too, because sometimes as adults we forget how much fun it is to play, and we need that reminder of thinking back to what we enjoyed about playing when we were younger. The other option that we want to share with you today is you can take all of this information from the virtual book club and you can facilitate an in-person book club for your own team. So the idea is that we realize not everybody is going to be able to join at the time when we're having the book club, which is at 11 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Mountain Time. Not everybody is working at that time of day. So if you have one person on your team that can join during that time, they can bring all of those ideas that we shared in the book club back to your program and do a book club locally. And each month, the facilitation guide that is put together for that virtual book club gets published, so you can download that as a PDF and use that as a resource to create your own book club for your team. And one of the things I'm really excited to share is that we had some books left over after the conference, and Beyond School Bells has those additional books, and they are really happy to support you in terms of this staff development option. So if you want to do a book club with your staff and not everybody attended the conference, so you don't have books for everybody on your team, let me know and I will get you connected so that we can get those books to you so that you can do a book club with your own staff. And as I said, each of those facilitation guides are published. So right now the guide for the first 38 pages is available. After we meet in November, the next section will be published. So it's going to be just like a TV series that each one comes out on the day that it is set to premiere. And you can use that to do your own book club. We hope you will take advantage of that opportunity. Oh, I forgot to share the slide that has the date. So this is our schedule for the virtual book club. As I said, November 7th is our next meeting, and then we're meeting once a month through early February to get through the whole book. And now I wanted to pause and see if there are any questions. Does anybody have questions about the virtual book club, or about leading your own book club, or about the book that you received? Again, I encourage
Saundra,
you. Yeah, go
I was
ahead.
going to say, I don't have a question, but I was just going to say, just so we get it in the recording, this book is a very easy read, and only expecting people to read about 35, 40 pages a month is not, a heavy lift or anything. And the conversation was really interesting. We got to break into some smaller groups and just share about the book, but also our own experiences in our lives with play, or if you're running a program, how you're incorporating play. So I just encourage people to dig into it, and especially if you're leading a program and you had staff that have got copies of the book, this would be a great resource for you for your professional development this year.
We had a really good blend of participants, and I have a team of people who are helping facilitate this experience. So when you go into a small group, there's a facilitator there, and some of those facilitators are site directors in after-school programs, or they're from community partners like Nebraska Children and Family Foundation or Nebraska 4-H to help facilitate. So it brings a really nice discussion together when people are coming with lots of different experiences to that group. The other topic that I wanted to cover today is family engineering. So we have, one of my projects that I work on is Click to Science and Click to Engineering. And we recognize that a lot of the resources for doing engineering and after school time are really targeted at upper elementary. They're really great activities for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And I love doing engineering with that age group, especially the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. They're just exploring the world and very creative in how they approach problems, and it's really fun. But I also recognize that a lot of the kids in your program are younger than that. And so I don't want people to have to wait until kids get in 3rd or 4th grade before they introduce some engineering experiences. So we've been thinking about what engineering with younger children would look like, and talking to some partners about their experience engaging young children in engineering, and trying to think about that in terms of what we can do to support engineering with children in preschool through 2nd grade, as well as the great resources that we have for older students. So I invite you to check out the blog section of our webpage. Has several different resources about engineering with young children. And I'm going to highlight just a few of those today. I have 3 strategies that I want to share with you as quickly as I can. And they are using books and literacy to engage young children with engineering, using video, and doing family engineering events. So we're going to kind of look through each of those and see what we have to offer that we can use, that you can use to support some opportunities for the younger children in your programs to have engineering experiences. So the first one is about using books and integrating your literacy experiences for those children that are in the learning to read stage of their education with engineering. So Novel Engineering is a great resource, and it actually has books from preschool through high school. So this is not a strategy that is limited to young children. You can use a book like Hatchet by Gary Paulson to really get middle school age kids excited about engineering as well. But some of the books that they focus on for the younger children are things like Muncha 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 by Candace Fleming, which is about a gardener that has a rabbit coming into their garden and how they can engineer a solution to that problem. Or The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats is another one that they focus on. And the idea is that you read the book with the children, get them thinking about the problem, and then have an opportunity to use their engineering skills to solve that problem. And the challenges then are very age appropriate for the reading level of the book. So novel engineering is a great way to find engineering activities that are directly connected to books that are for different ages. There are other great resources. The Nebraska Summer Reading Program always has great connections between STEM and books, and those are great resources. If you're not familiar with that, let me know. I put my email in the chat and I can connect you with those resources. They're not always just engineering, but that's another great connection between the literacy and STEM. The second strategy is using videos, and my favorite go-to place for videos when I'm teaching STEM is PBS. They have a lot of great educational videos that are well done, and they break them up into short clips that you can use in your programming. So with the older kids, I really like using Design Squad or Sci Girls to introduce an idea. But with younger kids, one of my favorite shows to get them involved with engineering is Curious George. And I don't know if you're familiar with that as a PBS show. You maybe remember it as a series of books. That's how I first was introduced to Curious George, was in a book. But any of your favorite PBS shows, you can probably find videos that you can highlight in your programming, or if your kids have favorite shows. If you have ideas about other shows or videos, resources, feel free to share those in the chat. I think that's another really good way to get kids interested and build the connection to an engineering activity. The last strategy I wanted to share is family engineering. It has been a few years ago, but Nebraska Department of Ed did provide the family engineering books to our 21st century programs across the state a few years ago. And if you may have that in your library. If you don't, and you want to learn more, please do reach out to me, and I will be glad to facilitate you getting more information about this. Family Engineering is actually a book that is all about setting up a family engineering night. So if you're normally doing family engagement nights and you want a different sort of theme for that, this is a great resource to use. I've also used the activities out of here for any sort of big event. So we used them at State Fair a couple of years when we wanted some hands-on activities for families to do as they were coming through the State Fair. The Family Engineering book was a great resource for that. So I recommend that you think about engineering with young children to be inclusive, not just of the students, but of their whole family. And family engagement nights is a great opportunity to do that. But you may have some other creative ideas about how you can engage families in engineering. And this book is a great resource for doing that. And then I know we're almost out of time, so I want to wrap up with sharing some opportunities for professional development that we're offering through Click to Engineering. Really focus not mostly on this family engineering theme, but also on some other topics. So the first one is on October 17th. We have a webinar that some folks from Turk are going to join us and talk about their experiences with family-focused engineering and what they've learned working with families and young children. So that is October 17th, and that's the first in the series of 3 links that I just shared. Back in August, we also did a webinar with Amy Napoli, who is part of the early childhood team with Extension. And she talked about discovering engineering with young children. And the recording for that webinar is available on our website. And there's a link there in the chat for that. And then we have this unique opportunity coming up starting on October 26th, where we're able to offer some professional development and coaching through the ACRES model, which is a really effective model of professional development that focuses on after-school staff development. And they do, you'll get a learning session where they're going to introduce the skill, asking purposeful questions. And then there's 2 follow-up sessions where you get some coaching and working together with a small group to really build your skills. So the ACRES experience is designed for people who are working directly with children in out-of-school time programs. And normally it's $250 to participate in this, but we're able to offer it at no cost. So the last link there will give you some more information about this opportunity. It starts on October 26th, and then there's 2 follow-up sessions in November and December about that. The space is limited in there to give it a good experience. I think we're only going to accept 12 or 15 people for that. So check it out. If you think it's a good fit for you or any of your team members, I recommend that you get registered quickly so that you don't miss out on that opportunity. So those were the professional development experiences I wanted to share, and just remind you that Click to Engineering is here. We are national in our scope, but we're Nebraska, and we really want to offer support to your programs. If there's anything we can do to help you bring more engineering into your after-school time, we are available to help you and to be a resource for your program. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Saundra. What great opportunities for ongoing professional development for our after-school educators. We really appreciate all your work on all of those projects, and the book club. Thanks for the reminder about the book club too. Appreciate it. We are excited about our next Stay Connected webinar, which will be October 19th. And Renee Aspen with Nebraska Department of Ed will share information about the No Limits Nebraska project, which is about helping your students with tobacco prevention strategies. So we will see you on October 19th at noon. And we have lots of exciting webinars coming up on the schedule. So we'll get those posted on the Stay Connected website. Thanks, Saundra, for sharing the conference page too, and hopefully we'll get some more folks on there to take advantage of all that is posted on the webpage.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.